had a great swim today. I did a birthday set.
Oh, nice. Anyway, 42.
I don't even know how to say it. 42.
So, here's my question. When we go to Masters and I try and do all the techniques that you're talking about and I'm trying to get my catch and everything, it's really hard for me, and I don't understand why I can't take some of the things that you're saying and just automatically put them in the water and go do it. What am I missing here?
Well, Brandon, I think the thing that you're missing is that you're swimming too much and you're not spending enough time in the gym. Today, we are introducing Gym for Swim.
Gym for swim.
Yep.
So that means we're going to be doing stuff inside and not in the pool?
I think today, since it's such a beautiful day and the sky's so blue, we'll actually do it out here.
Okay.
But we're going to be taking a lot of the problems that triathletes are having in the water and addressing it on the dry land. Triathletes go to clinics, they read books, they watch videos, they confer with coaches, and their question always is, why can't I do this? Why can't I get better? Why can't I make the catch? Why am I sinking? Why can't I breathe? All sorts of questions. And the biggest issue, I think, is that triathletes don't have the same flexibility and strength that swimmers have. So the best way to combat that is to get into the gym and take a two-pronged approach. One, working on flexibility, and the other, working on strength in an effort to get the body physiologically ready to swim.
All right, well, this sounds awfully complicated, so why don't we just focus on flexibility?
Yep, today we'll do some flexibility. We've got 5 moves, well, not really 5 moves, 5 sequences that are going to help you accomplish what you want on the dry land so that when you get in the pool, you'll feel better.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, but you never do it. I've been telling you this for years. So we're going to take a full body approach to flexibility and movement. And we're going to start with the feet. Now, swimmers notoriously have very flexible ankles, and we can point our toes really well, whereas runners do not.
Look down.
That's actually pretty good for a runner because a lot of them are just straight up like this, and then they end up kicking with their foot like this. That does not help body position at all. We want to get more like this. So, I'm going to show you a good exercise to help with ankle flexibility.
Right. So on the ankles?
On the ankles. Now you want to try and lean back.
Am I going to go all the way down on them?
As far as you can go.
Okay, now I feel a really good stretch right in through here. Yeah, that's good.
So now, in doing all of these movements and stretches, just be careful that you don't go beyond your limits because you can get hurt. You want to just get to the point where you feel that good stretch. You want to hold it for 30 seconds to a minute. You don't want to just get in the position and then stop because you won't reap the benefits of getting that stretch. Right. So why don't we get in the stretch here again.
I mean, my ankles, I probably have some of the tightest ankles around.
No, I've seen much worse.
Well, I work on it, so.
All right, so.
And that's it. I mean, you got to be careful. I feel a stretch in the knee as well. So if I were to lean back, I mean, this is it. This is my. I mean, my hip.
And are you feeling that? Well, this is a good multi-purpose stretch.
This is it. I remember a long time ago.
All right, so let me see where I can go on this one.
Yeah, see, there's no space underneath your ankle whatsoever.
So that's just the difference between the looser ankles and tighter ankles.
Right, and you see in the kick.
And I don't even feel a stretch with this.
But when you see professional swimmers swimming, their kick is doing this, right? Their feet are just, flowing.
So this is why this is a very important stretch, because the stroke, the kick is very, very important. And if your feet are pointing down to the bottom of the pool when you're kicking, it's only going to drag you down. So our tip right here is to get those ankles more flexible with this stretch. And you can, do this twice holding 30 seconds, and that should help you a lot. Triathletes are so stiff in their hips. All the biking and the running really locks everything down. You think about riding in that arrow position all the time, it shortens all these hip muscles, and then when you get into the pool, you cannot get the length that you need, and you end up sinking a little bit, and you don't rotate well. So we are going to go through a few hip movement patterns and a really good hip stretch that should help get all that opened up. If you're walking like this, like you've got something stuck up there, it means your hips are too tight.
Do a lot of people walk like that?
A lot of people walk like that.
So let's see what good hip flexibility looks like.
All right, so ways that you can assess your hip motion, mobility, and flexibility is standing in front of a mirror and doing a couple of little tests. One is doing some hip circles. Can you complete the circle smoothly, keeping the hips level, not jerky? So a lot of people will kind of be like this, and they can't get it all the way around, or they drop a hip. You just want to look in the mirror and get a nice circle.
Well, it's a good thing. Triathletes love to look in the mirror, don't they?
They do.
Okay.
So let's see you do some hip circles.
So these are probably some of the tightest hips around. See, I can't do it like you were doing, right? Like I can't, my whole body feels like it's moving.
Right, so this is something that you can work on though. You can just practice looking in the mirror and just pretending that you've got a hula hoop around the hips, and you just want to, and then the other thing is you want to go in both directions.
Both ways, right?
So you want to go both directions. Yep. So you could definitely work on that. You're very stiff, yes.
Yes.
All right, so that's the first hip.
And people are going to buy that this is going to help them swim faster.
Not only is it going to make them swim faster, it will make them run faster too. So that's an added benefit, because if you can open up the hips, not only will you get length in the pool, but you'll get a better stride when you're running. So yes,
okay.
Looks like something simple, huge benefits. Okay, the next thing is, can you get side to side movement? Okay, this is something that's very difficult. Triathletes, everything is going forward, and so we really neglect side to side movement. And you can see here that you are having some difficulty with that. Your hip this way wants to come back. So when you do the side to side movement, you want to keep the hips straight and just move side to side. You want the hips to be able to almost feel like they're gliding side to side.
Nothing is gliding.
All right, well, then you know what you need to work on.
And you can feel how tight you are in your lower back as well, which I think
Right, so you don't want to arch your back. The tendency for a lot of people, because they're so tight in the hips, is to want to arch their back when they do this. You want to keep the hips tucked underneath and just move side to side.
So how often should they do this?
You could do this every single day.
Okay.
All right?
How does this relate to swimming? All this motion in the hips and shoulders. Why?
The reason why this is important is when you watch triathletes that don't have a swimming background swim, the patterns that you see in the pool are generally the same. The hips are swiveling side to side, there's not a lot of good rotation, and so their head ends up going far back. The strokes are too short, they don't make a good catch, their back is arched, they're sinking, and a lot of this is coming from lack of flexibility. Swimming is all about rotation. When you breathe, you're rotating. You breathe, you rotate. If you are locked up in this area, in the upper spine, mid-back area, you're not going to rotate well. And what's going to happen is either you'll rotate and your hip is going to come up and you're going to shorten, or you'll end up having a really kind of swirly stroke that a lot of people have, looking like a tadpole.
Right. Sounds a little complicated, so why don't we just, what are we going to do with this pole?
We're going to rest against it because we're so tired. Yeah. So what we're going to use this pole for is to try and get some mobility in the upper back, mid-back, all right? So you're going to hold the pole and you're going to grab one way and you're going to twist the other way. So I'm grabbing in this direction and I'm basically twisting my hips the other direction and getting a stretch in my upper back over here. So why don't you try it and see if you can do it.
Feet planted down.
Keep the hips facing forward.
Hips facing totally forward.
Yep, now rotate.
Doesn't happen.
Well, there you go. You know what you need to work on. Keep the hips level.
Level.
And then rotate. That's
and then,
all you got.
okay, so, well, no, I can do a little more, I think.
Nope, because your hip's coming up.
Is it? All
yep,
right.
There you go. And can
so
you feel that through here?
Yeah, so it's just a real slight motion, but as you do it a couple of times, you notice that it starts to loosen up and release. So maybe I need to, do you need to be further away?
No.
No? Okay. That's good stuff. We'll do the other side too.
And if you're really lucky, you get some like nice crowd-pleasing pops in your back. That feels really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a little tighter this way, so let's,
yeah.
There you go. But now you want to keep the shoulders level. No cheating your way through these. Keep the shoulders level.
Yeah.
Level. Hips level. There you go.
I'm not trying to be in Cirque du Soleil. Come on.
You are so far removed from that, there's not even a chance that will happen.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah. But so this is gonna help me in the water.
This is gonna help you in the water because this will help with the rotation.
Right. All right, now we're a little higher up. We're gonna do shoulder blades.
We're gonna talk about the shoulders. So obviously swimming is very arm, shoulder dominant, and swimmers often complain of overuse injuries in the shoulder area. A lot of times these injuries are coming from poor form. And poor form is coming a lot of times from lack of flexibility.
Okay.
So I've got 2 shoulder exercises that will help with some flexibility.
Okay, what are they?
The first is just the ability to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So I'm gonna turn around here so you can see that I'm basically retracting my shoulder blades and bringing them in and squeezing them together.
Do it, go again. Yeah, you could hold a pencil in there. You really could.
All right, so that's showing some good flexibility in the shoulders, and if you're able to do that a lot of times, that will help you engage your lats.
So for someone like myself that's really tight, help me do it so that they do it right.
All right, so turn around.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna put my finger here now, squeeze my finger. Okay, but don't come back with the shoulders, just squeeze right with this. There you go.
Okay, so that was a much different move, this versus that.
Right, so you don't wanna bring the shoulders all the way back, you're just basically squeezing by keeping the shoulders forward, and that's really good. And
so you feel a little bit in your neck too.
well, no, you're just too tense. We've got one more shoulder exercise. Did you use deodorant today? Because we're gonna be lifting our arms up.
Well, this shirt might have perma-stink, so I don't know.
All of your shirts have perma-stink. All right, so what we're gonna do now is the stroke, your swim stroke. When you enter the water, what are you doing? You're actually entering and lifting. Now, if you can't do this on dry land, you're definitely not gonna be able to do it in the pool. So the movement is bringing the arm up and lifting through here. Not lifting from the shoulder and bringing the shoulder up to the ear. Do you see this? Shoulder up to the ear? Okay, this is what a lot of triathletes wanna do, is they put the arm in the water and then they bring their shoulder up to their ear, okay?
Right.
That's gonna cause a lot of shoulder injury. You're gonna put the arm in and you wanna be able to lift from here.
Okay. So we're just lifting from the lat.
So you're just lifting from the lat, okay? And then to make it more complicated, swimming is not just about getting the shoulder involved, it's swimming and rotating. And we talked about rotating earlier. You wanna be able to get that in and rotate.
So
you wanna be able to lift and rotate.
Okay.
Now, if you have trouble with this on dry land, you can only imagine how much trouble you're gonna have when you get in the pool.
Right.
This is something you've got to master on dry land.
yeah, you can feel the shoulder wanting to pop up.
Yeah, so if you don't have the flexibility here, you can really feel that shoulder wanting
Right.
to get that movement in there.
Right.
And when you do that, it kind of gets the hip involved and getting all these muscles involved that really shouldn't be.
Right. All right, so we covered quite a bit of stuff today just on flexibility alone, right? So
We covered a lot, but we realize that there is a lot more out there that we could cover. We're just giving you some basic moves that you can do at home. You can do them every day. You can do them a couple of times a day. It shouldn't impede with your other workouts, and you'll have major benefits from it.
okay, so we do these for the next week or so, and everybody incorporates them into their plan.
Well, let me tell you what, triathletes are impatient, and
Yeah,
a
they're-
week isn't going to be long enough.
They're not going to want to do this. We know it. You're not going to do what we say. But so if they did it, we're going somewhere with this, right? What's the next step?
So join us next time. We'll be in the gym showing you some great strength exercises.
Right? Guess I'm going to be gym for swim.